I'm going to be showing you the best ways to level up. Whether you're a noob or a pro, if you follow these tips, you're going to be leveling up extremely fast. The first tip I'm going to give you is how to effectively use the global parties. Now, as you know, this allows you to join a party across every server. But if you use this feature correctly, you can get infinite carries, which is going to allow you to do the dungeons much quicker and level you up faster. Something else you can do to speed up the process is by playing with a friend. If you play with a friend, you can get a 3% XP boost. And if you play with more friends, then this boost will just keep on stacking, which is just going to let you level up so quick. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to be VIP. VIP gives you a 20% XP boost. And I'm going to say this right now. If you have the Robux, go ahead and get it, because that 20% XP boost is going to help a ton when you're grinding. The next tip I'm going to give you is quests. Now guys, do your quests. If you do your quests, you can get some gold and XP along with some platinum. The reason quests are so important is not because of the gold or XP, but because of the platinum. And why the platinum, you ask? If you get platinum, you can actually purchase some things in the shop. You can get some cosmetics, some boosts, some bundles. But the main thing you really want to use your platinum on is gonna be these XP boosts. And if you use all your platinum on XP boosts, you're gonna be leveling up really quick. And yeah, just save your platinum specifically just for XP. Don't spend it on cosmetics. They ain't worth it. If you use your quest wisely, you can get 53 hours of XP just like I do. The next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be events. Now, every once in a while, Dungeon Quest does one of these events where you can actually purchase some XP boost, or there's a 2x XP event. Ideally, you really want to take advantage of these events, because that is when you're going to be leveling up the quickest. Now, the next tip I'm going to give you is going to be joining the Discord. Now, guys, if you join the Discord, this is going to allow you to access many channels that have their specific features. But the main feature we're going to talk about is going to be these little raids here. For example, Desert Temple, Gilded Skies. If you're in any of these dungeons, people will help you out. They'll just lend the private server and start carrying you for free. This is going to be your alternative way to level up if there's no global parties available. The next tip I'm going to give you is going to be the AFK rewards. Now, what this does, every 15 minutes you can get a loot drop, and every hour you can get platinum. I'm going to say this right now. I suggest only doing this if you're going to be doing it overnight or for a long period of time. And yeah, just spend all that platinum that you get on XP boost. The next thing I'm going to talk about is doing your boss raids. Now, this tip is mainly for lower level players, because whenever you're a high level, the boss raids don't really give that much XP. But as a low level player, if you do these boss raids, you're going to be leveling up really quick. The next tip I'm going to give you is going to be wave defense. Now, this is another tip for low level players. And basically all this does is just spits out a big wave of enemies that you just kill, and it lasts for an infinite amount of time. This is really the best way to level up as a low level player. So like, utilize this as much as you can, because it's gonna disappear. The next tip I'm gonna give you is don't play solo. Guys, playing solo is just preventing you from leveling up fast by a margin. Playing solo is probably the worst thing you can do to level up. If you're trying to level up fast by soloing, it is not ideal. Obviously, if you want to challenge yourself, then you can do it by all means. But like, if you're doing solo play just specifically to level up, there's no reason to solo unless you're in the max dungeon. No point in soloing. You're just making it harder to level up compared to getting carried or actually playing with people. Which brings me on to my next tip. The next tip I'm going to give you is playing with teams. Playing with teams allows you to basically clear the dungeons faster, and this is a really good tip for people that are in the higher dungeons. When you play with more people, as I've mentioned, you can also add everybody, like just add everybody if you want to speed up the process. The next tip I have for you is stop asking for carries. Guys, I see this all the time in the lobby, and let me tell you, it just does not work. It's not a good way to get carries, opposed to the other methods I've already mentioned in this video, such as global parties, the Discord. There's just so much better ways to level up, because the truth is, if you ask people to carry you, most of the time, nobody's gonna carry you, because they don't want to go back to that previous dungeon that they already did. The real way to get carried is the ways I've mentioned, like these features were added for a reason. The next tip I'm gonna give you is how to use the global parties correctly. Now I've already mentioned earlier in the video that we can use the global parties to get infinite carries, but I didn't actually specify how we could use it effectively. Now I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you're in Northern Lands, you're level 180 and you're struggling to level up. There's no one carrying in the Discord, there's no one carrying in global parties, you're stuck. What do? Check the previous dungeon to see if there's a lobby previous to the dungeon that you're on. And if there is, great. Then you just saved yourself a bunch of time. And look, if there was no option, none of the Discord, no global parties, and not even a global party before the dungeon and yours, that is when I would say you should actually solo. Obviously, don't just only solo, because that's gonna be slow. And that's every tip I have for leveling up fast. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like on the video as well as subscribe to the channel. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.